Donald Trump's big, beautiful wall. His supporters love the idea. The primetime address was the deal-maker-in-chief's last-ditch effort to sell it to skeptical Americans.
At the request of Democrats, it will be a steel barrier rather than a concrete wall. This barrier is absolutely critical to border security. It's also what our professionals at the border want and need. This is just common sense. The border wall would very quickly pay for itself. The cost of illegal drugs exceeds $500 billion a year, vastly more than the $5.7 billion we have requested from Congress. The wall will also be paid for indirectly by the great new trade deal we have made with Mexico.
Poised fact-checkers were quick to point out that the Democrats did not request a steel barrier along the border, nor would that new trade deal have any direct impact on funding for a wall. But Trump isn't one to let facts get in the way of a good sales pitch. Once again, he painted those crossing the border as criminals, highlighting brutal crimes committed by illegal immigrants, while statistics show the crime rate among immigrants is actually lower than among US citizens. Trump is so obviously more comfortable at a campaign rally than he is in the stuffy confines of the Oval Office, where he tried out a softer approach, aiming directly for the heart.
To those who refuse to compromise in the name of border security, I would ask, imagine if it was your child, your husband, or your wife, whose life was so cruelly shattered and totally broken. To every member of Congress, pass a bill that ends this crisis.
Democratic leaders have so far shown zero sign of giving Trump what he wants to end the government shutdown, and there was no indication of that changing in their own address to the nation.
Sadly, much of what we heard from President Trump throughout this sense of shutdown has been full of misinformation and even malice.
Most presidents have used Oval Office addresses for noble purposes. This president just used the backdrop of the Oval Office to manufacture a crisis, stoke fear, and divert attention from the turmoil in his administration.
We need border security. Nancy, we need border security. It's very simple.
The rather flat televised addresses contrasted the heated Oval Office meeting between Trump and the Democrats 1 month ago. It's also a reminder of how little has changed during that time. Each side seems only more entrenched in their own position. Talk of Trump exercising emergency powers did not materialize, but that doesn't mean it's off the cards. Right now, compromise feels like the least likely outcome. Halfway through week 3 of the shutdown, it's becoming increasingly hard to see a way forward. Amanda Walker, Sky News, Washington.